start now.
Okay. Today I noticed something pretty interesting when the kids were painting. They've been getting really into their names being written on their paper, and then it sort of moved into them wanting to write their own names on their paper, and then it moved into writing on each other's paper. There's varying levels of comfort there, for sure. But Merrick started writing on Olivia's paper. She was writing Olivia's name on there for her, and Cormac was watching what was going on, and he was like, no, no, no. So he was sort of, I think, standing up for Olivia or something like that. And when that happened, I was just like, I've seen him do this before, where he's sort of starting to stand up for what he thinks he knows is right. And I think he was, sort of, saying, it's not okay for you to write on Olivia's paper, to Merrick.
I kind of wonder if he does that at home, like if he's advocating for himself, like towards his sister or towards his parents, or does he stick up for his sister? And how does that come across? Is it the same way of him really using those verbal skills that are now starting to really come out of him, like, and he's really asserting himself powerfully by yelling and stating what he wants or what he thinks he knows is right? That is an interesting thought.
Yeah, I think I want to keep watching him more too, just to see what is it that he's advocating for, most often, is it safety, or is it, because Olivia doesn't necessarily stand up for herself that often.
Right.
She's learning to, but does he know that about her? Is he standing up for her, or is it, like you said, that he's finding more power in himself and in the classroom and that sort of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Do you, what do you think about, like, do you think we should set up more space for painting, or, something like that? Do you think we should do anything different in the classroom to sort of?
I was kind of thinking about that when you were talking, and then I kind of realized that when we do work with our environment being small, it does create lots of opportunities for the kids to practice communicating, to really learn to negotiate and advocate for themselves and for others. But it also, with that negotiation piece, helps them just learn to work out a problem in a social situation, which I think is what they need. And also, it sounds like when Cormac was able to advocate for Olivia, he was getting at one of our anti-bias goals of being able to really just advocate for what he feels is right and standing up for somebody else.
Right.
Even if it's as simple as somebody marking her paper, he felt that was wrong, so he decided to advocate for it. So I think we should definitely keep the painting space as it is and just really work with the conflict, so that way the kids can collaborate.
And not limit the number of kids who are around the table. I think there was like 6 or 8 kids around this pretty small space. I think one thing too I realized, as I'm talking is how comfortable we often are with conflict too. So, I didn't end up stepping in at all. I asked Cormac, what, or why are you saying no? Because I wanted to hear, what he had to say about it. But yeah, for the most part, I didn't ask Merrick to stop. I just let it continue, and so I think our comfort level with conflicts too is an important thing to think about.
And I really feel that our comfort level is really helped by how we are viewing the children. We're seeing them as competent, capable little people that they can work through this, and they just need us to help guide them and help them give language to it, and just sort of be that mediator between the two parties. And it doesn't help us to be sort of emotionally invested into that sort of conflicting situation, because then we get stressed out and we forget. It's easy to lose our values, and it's easy to sort of just fix the situation for the kids by making more space or
Right.
providing more little painting stations. But
So it's more about what they're getting at, not what they're doing to us.
not what's easy for us, but what is going to be more valuable for them,
Right.
and how are they able going to be what opportunities can we provide that they can grow from, rather than for us to have a peaceful environment.
Well, and it reminds me too of something we talk about a lot, about the role of the teacher, and how when we enter any situation, we have a choice of what role we're gonna take on.
Right.
Are we gonna be, and is this a situation that requires us to be an announcer, or does it require us to be, the judge? Are we making
Right.
decisions here? Or does it require us to be, what other ones?
Enforcement or
Right,
something,
right.
And
Detective.
And it's interesting that those roles that we take on are based on how we view the child and what values we want them to leave our classroom with. And I feel like our environment helps sort of elicit those values and welcomes these opportunities of growth.